Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're tackling the 2024 HubSpot Annual ROI Report.
Right.
And this isn't just, marketing material. It's built on data from a lot of customers.
Yeah, over 228,000 HubSpot customers, actually, across, 135 countries?
Exactly. So it's a pretty massive real-world look at, what happens when businesses use their customer platform? Our goal today, really cut through the numbers and figure out if this whole idea of a unified customer platform, actually delivers.
Precisely. And we've got a good mix of sources here, customer surveys, but also actual usage data from the platform itself.
Which is always good to see.
It is. So for you, someone who wants to get up to speed quickly and really understand this stuff, the big question is, do HubSpot's claims easy, fast, unified, do they actually lead to better business results?
Yeah, what are the real takeaways here? What are those aha moments hidden in the data that can help you understand these platforms and, business growth?
That's what we're digging for.
Okay, so let's unpack what HubSpot's actually putting forward first.
Yeah.
They frame themselves as this customer platform that's easy to use, delivers value fast, and is unified.
Those are the three pillars, basically.
And platform means bringing together a lot: marketing, sales, service, ops, commerce, content even.
All supposedly running on their smart CRM.
Yeah, which they mention has Breeze Intelligence and Agents Copilot features. Sounds like some AI baked in.
Seems like it. Plus, there's the whole ecosystem around it, the academy, marketplace, partners. It's not just the software.
Good point. It's the whole package.
And they had this one stat that really jumps out early on, highlighting that unified idea.
Oh, yeah.
Teams using a unified customer platform are apparently 1.5 times more likely to have beaten their goals in 2024.
Wow, 1.5 times. Where's that from?
That's based on a survey they did over 1,400 CRM users. So it suggests a real link between having that integrated system and, actually succeeding.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What is it about everything being connected that boosts performance like that?
Exactly. It's a compelling starting point.
Okay, so let's drill into easy first. The report says 79% of users they surveyed found HubSpot easy to use.
Which is, pretty high, especially for business software, which can get notoriously complex.
Definitely. We've all dealt with clunky systems.
Absolutely. And they try to back this up with speed, too. How quickly can you actually use it?
Right, the time to value aspect.
Yeah, they state the average time to get a HubSpot product, like Sales Hub or Marketing Hub, fully operational is just 6 weeks.
6 weeks, that sounds fast.
It does. They base this on purchase and activation data going back a few years. So compared to implementation projects that can drag on for months.
Or longer.
Or longer, exactly. 6 weeks suggests it's relatively straightforward to get going. And that probably ties into the fast value claim, too.
Makes sense. And this ease of use, it seems like it also helps with a common headache: scattered data.
Oh, for sure.
86% of users surveyed said HubSpot helps them centralize their data, keep it all in one place.
And that's huge, right? We all know how frustrating it is trying to track a customer when their info is in 5 different systems.
Tell me about it. So, getting that single view, that sounds like a major efficiency boost.
It really does. And connecting back to that unified idea, if it's easy to use, more people across different teams might actually use it.
Good point. Higher adoption.
Right. And when marketing, sales, service are all in the same system, that centralized data becomes way more powerful, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Creates a much clearer picture of the customer.
Okay, so easy seems fairly well supported. What about the fast value delivery claim? Seeing results in weeks, not months or years, that's pretty bold.
It is bold. What do they offer to back that up?
Well, we'll get into some specific ROI numbers later, but the core idea seems to be, if it's easy and unified, you skip a lot of the usual delays.
Like wrestling with integrations or hunting for data.
Exactly. Less time spent on that kind of friction means more time spent on things that actually, drive value faster.
That logic tracks. Okay, and then unified. We've touched on it, but they really emphasize how bringing data and tools together fuels connected growth.
Yeah, it's not just having the tools side by side. It's about them genuinely working together, sharing data.
So marketing knows what sales is doing, service knows the customer's history, that kind of thing?
Precisely. That's where the platform approach really shines, potentially. You can create more consistent, personalized experiences because everyone has the same info.
Imagine a service agent seeing recent marketing emails or a salesperson knowing about a support ticket before they call.
That kind of context is invaluable, right? It improves every single interaction.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty then.
Yeah.
The actual benefits they report. First up is increased adoption.
Yeah, because buying software is one thing.
Getting people to use it is another.
Totally. And they had some interesting points here. There's a quote from a head of marketing, Lubna Koraishi.
What did she say?
Basically, that her teams spend less time verifying data accuracy and more time on strategy and actually talking to customers.
Which sounds like a dream for most teams, honestly. Less admin, more impact.
Exactly. And the usage numbers seem to reflect that. Like, 94% of marketing and content hub customers show high feature usage.
94%, that's really high.
It is. And it's high for Sales Hub too, 87%. So it suggests people across different functions are actively using the tools.
Not just logging in once a week.
Apparently not. And the survey data reinforces this. 86% of users say they use it daily.
Daily usage is a strong sign.
Very. And 81% report high overall adoption within their organization. So it seems to become pretty embedded in workflows.
Okay, that makes sense. Now the big one, accelerated business results. Does it actually move the needle?
This is where the ROI proof points really come in, and there are some eye-popping numbers.
Let's hear them.
Well, there's a quote from Jennifer Cummings, Senior Director of Customer Engagement. She mentions using AI tools and unified data to automate over a third of support tickets and slash resolution times by over 60%.
60% faster resolution. That's huge for customer experience.
And for agent efficiency, too. But it goes beyond service. Look at lead generation.
Yeah, what about leads?
On average, HubSpot customers apparently generate 107% more leads.
Doubling lead.
Essentially, yeah. And marketers they surveyed reported an 82% increase. Plus, marketing customers saw website traffic jump 134%.
Those are serious growth numbers.
They really are. And there's an interesting angle with their partners, too.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Customers who work with a HubSpot partner apparently see 53% more inbound leads than those who don't.
Huh. So leveraging partner expertise pays off there.
Seems like it. And the trend continues with closing deals. Sales Hub customers see a 35% increase in deals closed.
Okay, 35% more deals. Solid.
And Sales Pros surveyed reported a 76% jump in their win rate.
Win rate up 76%. That's impressive.
But here's a really specific one that caught my eye. Sales Hub users leveraging their AI conversation summary tool.
The AI summaries.
They spent 167% less time closing deals.
Whoa, wait. Less time closing. That's a massive time saver for sales reps.
Isn't it? Think about automating those summaries, frees them up for actual selling or relationship building.
Definitely shows the power of AI integrated right into the workflow.
Absolutely. And again, partners seem to amplify results here too. Customers working with partners close 3 times more deals.
3 times.
Yeah.
Okay, the partner impact seems consistent.
It does. And Service sees gains too. Service Hub customers. 28% increase in ticket close rate.
Good. Resolving more issues.
And service leaders reported ticket resolution getting 72% faster.
72% faster. Again, great for customer sat.
Right. And even specific features, like their AI-powered knowledge base tool, are linked to an 11% higher ticket close rate.
So incremental gains from specific features too.
Yeah. Now this next one really underscores the unified part for me.
Okay.
Customers who use integrations connecting HubSpot to other tools in their stack.
Yeah.
They close 8 times more deals than those who don't use integrations.
8 times. Just by connecting their tools.
Apparently so. That screams platform power, doesn't it? Connecting the dots across your tech stack.
It really does. And they also say it's easy to integrate, right? 72% of users found it easy.
Yes, which likely encourages that usage. And one more on this point. Customers using multiple HubSpot hubs.
Like marketing and sales hub.
Exactly. They close 31% more deals than customers using only the Sales Hub.
So the more you buy into the platform, the more connected it is.
The bigger the payoff seems to be. It reinforces that whole interconnected growth idea.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, they also dedicate focus back to fast value delivery. We heard the claim, but what's the proof?
Right, the weeks, not months thing. They include another quote, this time from Abby Hymanson, VP of Marketing.
And she confirms.
Revenue growth and better efficiency, yes. But the survey data is more specific. 80% of users saw a productivity boost.
80%, okay.
And get this, 72% of those saw that boost within just 3 weeks.
3 weeks, that's really fast for seeing productivity gains from new software.
It is surprisingly fast, and it's not just about feeling more productive. It hits the bottom line, too.
ROI.
The magic word.
Indeed. 75% of customers surveyed saw a positive ROI.
3/4. That's good.
And 64%, nearly two-thirds, saw that ROI in 4 weeks or less.
Wow. ROI in under a month.
That's what the survey data suggests, an incredibly quick payback period, if accurate.
That would certainly fit the fast value narrative.
It would. And more broadly, 76% of users said HubSpot increased company revenue overall.
Directly contributing to revenue growth.
Yep. And breaking down, 76% of marketers saw higher conversion rates. 77% of sales pros saw better lead quality.
Better leads, always good.
And 84% of service leaders saw an increase in customer lifetime value, or CLTV.
Improving CLTV is huge for long-term health. So significant impacts across marketing, sales, and service.
It definitely points that way.
Okay, finally, let's touch on lower costs. Always crucial. What's a total cost of ownership picture look like? This is interesting. The report claims that for most customers, in the first year, there are minimal or no additional costs beyond the subscription.
Minimal additional costs. Like for what?
Things like integrations, data migration, training, maintenance, support, admin time. The usual suspects that add up with new software.
Right, the hidden costs.
Exactly. They estimate this lack of extra spending saves customers, on average, over $100,000 in the first 2 years.
Over $100 K saved in associated costs. That's pretty significant.
It is, and they break down the percentage of customers paying zero extra for each category.
Let's hear a couple.
Okay, integrations. 73% paid no extra. Data migration, 77%. Training, 81%. Maintenance, 84%. Service and support, 87%.
Wow, so for a large majority, those costs were just included, essentially.
That's what the data suggests. It points towards a more predictable, potentially lower total cost of ownership, especially early on.
And they wrapped that section with a case study, right? Brought work.
Yeah, just as a real-world example, highlighting how they streamlined things and hit over $5 million MRR using HubSpot. A specific anecdote, but it illustrates the potential.
Got it. And before we wrap, worth mentioning, they do detail their data methodology.
Always good practice. They talk about using personal data, usage data, research data, all with consent, they state.
And they footnote the sample sizes and criteria for the stats.
Mostly yes. And they point to a specific web page for more detailed info on calculations and definitions. Adds transparency.
Good. So bringing this all together, our deep dive into this 2024 HubSpot ROI report, well, it seems to paint a pretty strong picture.
It does. The claims of being easy, fast, and unified, they seem to be backed up, at least directionally, by the customer usage and survey data presented.
Yeah, the correlations are definitely there. Increased adoption, faster results, better lead gen, more deals closed, quicker service.
And often with lower associated costs in the beginning, the data points towards a strong link between using the platform and hitting those positive business outcomes.
The ease of use seems to drive adoption. The unified nature fuels the connected growth.
And the platform's design seems to genuinely accelerate the time it takes to see value. The numbers overall tell a pretty compelling story.
Okay, so based on everything we've discussed, these reported gains in efficiency, the impressive business results.
Right.
Here's a final thought for you to chew on.
Right.
Think about your own work, your own business. What parts are currently siloed? What marketing, sales, or service activities are disconnected? Could adopting a more unified approach, like the one described here, potentially transform those areas? What connections might you be overlooking that could unlock similar growth or efficiency?
That's a great question to ponder. Where are those hidden connections?
Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.